Underneath the Earth's crust contains hot molten rock called magma that's hotter than the sun's surface. We can use this heat to create something called geothermal energy, a renewable source of energy that's inexpensive, limitless, and simple. To simply explain how it works, first water is pumped underground where it is required to be at least 65 degrees Celsius. Then water converts to steam when the pressure drops at the surface. Then steam spins a turbine connected to a generator that can help directly power a building or a whole community. After that, the steam cools off in a cooling tower and gets re-injected as water again. Finally, the cooled water is pumped back into the earth. Now we'll explain some of the pros and cons. Some of the pros of having geothermal energy is that it's almost emission-free and doesn't produce carbon, which is extremely good for our planet and the environment. It doesn't require fuel, and it's not subjected to the same fluctuations that solar or wind energy producers might have. It is also the smallest land footprint of any major power source. On the other hand, some of the cons that geothermal energy include is its location specificity, and it's often far from popular centers, which causes some losses due to long-distance transmissions of energy. It also requires a lot of water and has a high construction cost, and drilling into heated rock is very difficult. Location. From a social perspective in location, there are many countries with large geothermal power plants. 85% of all geothermal power plants are found in the Pacific Ring of Fire and the Mid-Atlantic Ridge, both of which are places of high tectonic plate activity. There are currently no geothermal power plants in Canada, but many places are potential sites. Light and noise pollution. Geothermal plants emit no light pollution, but some noise pollution. During the building process, it can become loud. However, there are temporary noise shields that are built around parts of drilling rigs, and any sound after the building has been completed comes from cooling fans and is minimal. Life cycle. Geothermal energy itself is a renewable energy source and thus virtually unlimited. The internal system, composed of the turbine, generator, and cooling fans, generally lasts for about 25 years, and the underground system loop runs for up to 50 years. Political economic policies. Geothermal energy hasn't received much support from the government compared to its other energy sources such as fossil fuel, and as a result is basically invisible. The Canadian Geothermal Energy Association policies state that the plants can provide energy to the more northern remote areas in Canada and to the First Nation communities at a lower cost than fossil fuel. Employment in research and development. The research and development of geothermal energy can create more jobs than equivalently sized coal and natural gas projects. Habitat impact. In a closed-loop water system, water is pumped directly back into the reservoir after it's being used for heat and electricity, although some water is lost during the process of cooling down and being re-injected into the earth. And though hot water from the ground contains high levels of sulfur, salt, and other minerals, no cases of contamination have been reported from geothermal sites in the U.S. Management of waste. Geothermal energy generally produces no solid waste, and its main component, which is water, can be reused, but sometimes small solids like minerals from groundwater, salts, and metals are recovered and can be used for other industrial purposes. Long-term effects on the environment. The use of energy from geothermal wells can release greenhouse gases such as carbon dioxide, hydrogen, sulfide, methane, and ammonia into the air, but the amount it produces can still be considered less emission than fossil fuel. It also has great potential to mitigate global warming since it's significantly more eco-friendly than other energy sources. With geothermal energy, we can create a clean, renewable energy source that can last for a long time and can help our planet from becoming polluted. We all hope you learned a lot about the process of geothermal energy, the pros and cons of it, and its many social, economic, and environmental aspects.